Well, firstly, Jimmy, congratulations. What does it mean to now be the head coach of the Canterbury FPC team?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it means, well, I'm real proud and grateful, firstly, to have the opportunity. I think the people that have paved the way in the program over the past 5 years have been exceptional, and I think, you know, that's a real testament to the amount of black ferns we have in that environment at the moment, which is awesome. So, yeah, real privileged and grateful, and also humble because, yeah, like I said, the people that have paved the way before this and that's why I'm so excited for the challenge ahead, because, you know, how do we grow the program is part of the reason why I took the job. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see where the legacy goes and where we can take it. So,
and how do you feel about taking over such a successful FPC side?
I feel excited about it because I think that's the challenge. I think, you know, the best coaching happens when you're under pressure or you feel a little bit uncomfortable. I think it's easy to take over a program that hasn't had success because you can get really quick wins. So I think the most exciting part about this is, you know, we're taking over a program that has got a proven track record. So that excites us because, you know, we have to be innovative, we have to think differently, how we're going to challenge the current black ferns that are in the program and how we're going to build talent underneath that, and how we're going to connect with the community to make sure that we're focusing on the future of the legacy and not just this season as well. So yeah, that's what I'm probably most excited about is that challenge around taking over a program that has got a legacy behind it. So yeah.
And your role obviously extends beyond just being the head coach of the Farah Palmer Cup side. And I guess how will you work with Whitney Hansen in her new role?
Yeah, I think me and Whit have got a nice established relationship. I love working with her. We're both creative thinkers, which is a strength and then also sometimes a challenge. But I think we're really aligned around the way we want to operate, and I think that's the point of differences around our collaboration. So I think our point of differences between Matatu and Canterbury Rugby, we're looking to align as best we can to make sure that at the forefront of the way we act is for the players. So I think me and Whit are well aligned on that, and I think that's going to be the point of difference around giving those players that are in the hub down here the best experience, and also allowing us to filter down into the community and to Canterbury to make sure that those players are getting the best experience as well.
You're a coach that's now proven there is a direct pathway from grassroots club level right through to where you are now. How do you think that set you up for this job? You know, your experience at Southbridge and the like.
Yeah, I think you know, one of the things I think that's massive in Canterbury in particular is the passion and the people for the game. So I think starting in the community game has been massive for me because that's where I grew my love for rugby. That's where people gave me opportunities that I'm always in debt to them. So I think having that understanding of what are people passionate about within Canterbury, and then what does that look like in the performance realm. So I think, yeah, working in the community has been a massive, and still is a massive passion of mine. And I don't think the performance arm of sport is responsible for delivering the community game, but we certainly have a responsibility to help build the capability of the community game by helping filter knowledge down into the community game, and that's something certainly that I'm passionate about, and I know Whitney's passionate about, and we're lucky with other people in the room like Kate Sexton in the building that are really passionate about that. So that is going to be a big part of the kaupapa that we're going to put together.
Each coach does something unique, has their own ways of doing things. Is there anything you'd like to change with this side?
Not off the top of my head around what we want to change. Look, I think one of the first things we do when we get into it is talking to some of the leaders around what do we want to keep, what do we want to start. I don't think we want to turn the world upside down. One thing though, you know, there's always opportunity for innovation around the way we do things, and I'm sure as we get into the season we'll start fine-tuning things that may need to be fine-tuned, but yeah, certainly not here to turn the world upside down. Like I said, there's already been a good foundation, a really strong foundation put down, so it'll just be around fine-tuning some certain things, and we are looking to make sure that the actual team we put together, from the physio to the coaches, there's a really good balance. So we're not going to try to be super innovative this year. We still have a job to do, but in the future, yeah, what can we do to be innovative years to come?
Is continuity pretty important on the assistant side? To see that you still got to sort of figure out your team, like not completely sweeping a new lineup through. Yeah. There's two ways to look at that, isn't there? Like we can look at it with excitement around a brand new coaching team, but certainly there's some certainly big considerations around making sure we have continuity. So yeah, there will be conversations happening in the background around what we can do to help make sure there's some continuity in terms of student management, making sure they stay on, and how do they start and stay as part of the fabric. Definitely that's going to be important. And it's a fully paid role. There's been a bit of sort of chat about the way the women's professional game's getting to this point. I mean, from a broader view, how would you say, like, how overdue is it that, you know, a head coach is being paid for an FPC job? I think that's super exciting. I mean, and I think that's a credit to the collaboration around what Matatu's doing and what Canterbury Rugby's doing to, again, share resources. That's so vital. Look, I think the women's game's growing massively, and I think that's super exciting.
Again, it's great to see kind of Matatu and Canterbury leading the way in that space in terms of putting resources together for people to get reimbursed for some of the work they do, and that is part of the reason that I'm excited for the role, because there's lots of people that have paved the way that have done it voluntarily, and I think also my passion for volunteering as well with all my years coaching is another reason why I'm really excited. So I think it probably is overdue, but at the same time it's just exciting, and we can just move forward around having all these great people getting an opportunity to get paid to coach within Canterbury. I think how exciting is that when you say that out loud?
Is one of the challenges at the moment getting the players, because we're seeing players heading off to play sevens in the States or go off to Japan, NRLW, while the game's growing, there's sort of an exponential threat, isn't there?
Yeah, a threat or opportunity, depending which way you look at it. I think if there's girls that are getting opportunities to potentially stay a professional athlete, then that's great for them, take those opportunities. But I think we're really lucky in Canterbury, we've got some amazing loyal athletes that are pretty committed to the jersey, so I think that's again part of the legacy that has been put down already. So I think within Canterbury it's really exciting for us. We've got great girls that are committed to playing in here, so we're looking forward to that. So.
And how about the club scene at the moment? I think I saw Springston's got a 15s team for the first time, two grades. That's obviously a boost from the World Cup. So what's your view of the club scene at the moment?
Mate, I'm really excited about the club scene. One of the things I'm most excited about, I think when I was working in this building, I think we had 4 under 16 girls teams, and now I think it's up to 9. So just from that alone as a foundation, and like you said, now there's a Premier Women's grade, there's a reserve grade underneath that that's feeding just any player that wants to have an opportunity. I think one of the novelties that has come off the back of the World Cup is girls actually just want to come and play rugby for the experience of the novelty of saying I played a game of rugby and I was brave enough to do it. So I think what an awesome opportunity that is, that we've got different tiers or opportunities for girls to slot into rugby, performance, community, first timers. So I think that's super exciting for the game.
You talk about the range of roles you've had here and throughout Canterbury. Did you ever expect one day that you'd be the Farah Palmer Cup head coach?
Oh, that's a good question. I think if you asked me that question probably 2 years ago, I was really happy being a coach educator, and I would do some side coaching every now and again, but I was really committed to helping other coaches. So I think the timing is really good right now in terms of I'm not currently working in the building, and I have time at home to be committed to coaching. One of the reasons for taking this role is timing's massive, because if I'm going to commit to coaching, I really want to be fully invested. So I think it's really exciting that I'm here, lucky enough to have this opportunity in this job,
And just lastly, how did the role come about to get it? Were you tapped on the shoulder from the guys here, or did you go, actually, I want this gig?
I heard that the gig was available, and I had a few conversations with a few people around interest in what the role would look like, and so I probably wouldn't say I was shoulder tap. I probably inquisitively went out and seeked the opportunity to just find out what's going on, and then after that went through the process.